There we are. You can tell by the way the music cuts in, I kind of had technical difficulties today.
The man with the torrid
All right.
clarinet and the even more torrid band who purveys assorted rhythms, all danceable, in the urban room of the Congress Hotel in Chicago.
Yeah, morning,
And
Tato.
first of all, one of Irving Berlin's greatest hits,
All
Blue
right.
Skies.
Oh, wait a minute for people to get online. It's a snow day here in Chicago. What day is it? Saturday. Oh, there. All the comments come at once. Hey, Laura. Hey, Luann. Hey, Elaine. Katie. Gladys. Lisa. Good morning, everybody. Working from home today. It's snowing outside. Hey, Jen. We're working from a nondescript hallway today. Hey, Heather. Hey, Jim. Hey, Todd. Hey, Carol. Mary. Hey, Keith. Oh, everything kind of pops in and bursts today. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, everybody. Hey, out there on YouTube. Oh, yeah, Miles and the Empress are enjoying the snow in the windowsill. Hey, Sherry. Alright, I'll give it just another moment. I'm out in the hall trying to keep the noise level down. Well, alright. Thought what I'd show you today for a morning mini tour is some clips from Dumfries, Scotland, where I spent a day a couple of weeks ago. Had one day in between stops in Leeds and Glasgow, looked up what's in between Leeds and Glasgow. It turns out it's a town called Dumfries, which really is a pretty nice little town. You know, it's got a little city center, like all UK cities. There's a city center that's very walkable. One day I'll show you a clips of the nightlife in Dumfries, which is pretty interesting. It's a small town, but all of the nightclubs are open and in walking distance of one another. Trying to find food here was kind of a trick, but it is a nice little town that even has a store called Night Angel, which is a goth shop. Like most of the teenagers I saw walking around the city center were goths, and I don't suppose it's a mystery why. This is a town that is mostly known for Robert Burns. The poet lived here back in the late 1700s, so they've got like Robert Burns on everything, the way Hannibal, Missouri does with Mark Twain. But over here is the graveyard, where Burns is interred. We saw this, some of you saw the live morning mini, then we went out to the old churchyard where Robert Burns is interred. And here we've got a graffito tagger who doesn't really plan ahead very well. But you also see this in like 18th century gravestones where they'd have like where they'd run out of space for the letters. That's carving, not spray painting. Well, as seen before, the Robert Burns Mausoleum. He was initially buried here in the churchyard, but some years later they decided to build a big mausoleum for him and move the coffin. And at the time, according to one roughly contemporary report, they opened up the coffin, and there was Robert Burns, still looking pretty good for a second, but then suddenly it all dissolved down to a skeleton, as tends to happen. Things just kind of crumble to dust after you open the coffin all the time. And at the time, they even made a note like, isn't it a shame that we didn't take a cast of his skull because we didn't know about phrenology yet, and now we'll never have another chance. But about 25 years later, his wife was interred in the same vault, and they figured, while we're down there. So, right down the block is Burns' house, and inside, get this. They've got an actual spoon. Not one of the ones that Burns used himself. This isn't, as far as we know, one of Burns' spoon. It's just the kind that he wrote about while writing Address to a Haggis, a long poem about the chieftain of the pudding race. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, they'll take the hindmost, on they drive. But while I was in this museum, they told me that over across the river, they had the plaster cast that was made of his skull. So I went across the bridge as fast as my little legs could carry me. And here's the video of walking in. Watch this. Walk into this little room. You're about to see me jump out of my skin here. I can see the skull, and then So there's a mannequin of Robert Burns that scared the bejesus out of me. Now I have to go through life without a bejesus. So there it is, the plaster cast of Robert Burns' skull, guarded by a little Lego zombie bride. And there's the mannequin. Well, all right, everybody. Quick morning mini tour from a snowy Chicago. Thanks for stopping in. One day I'll show you the clips of the Dumfries nightlife, which is just fascinating. But all right, thanks everybody. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours, telling you all to stay safe, stay strong, and of course, if you can, stay spooky, everybody.